Welcome back for this afternoon session, and we will start with a small excursion. And we're going to Greenland. We're going to start this international part of the afternoon with a live with the team from GreenFjord, who are currently organizing a science festival. And hi, Julia, nice to see you. And we really look forward to hearing your news and to hearing how it's going there. Floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope you had a very good morning at the Swiss Polar Day. Now I will say I'm presenting on behalf of the GreenFjord team because everybody else is actually currently giving a workshop in the school in Qaqortoq. So they all say hi and apologize they can't be there. But I can tell you, I've been at the school and the school kids really loved what we're doing with them. So it's worth splitting the efforts. So I wanted to give a quick update on the GreenFjord project. It's actually the final year already. And what we did in the last 4 years is to study Greenlandic fjord ecosystems while climate is changing. And we have two foci. One is sociocultural and the other is environmental interactions. And so who are we? In addition to myself, there is Sam Jacquat from UNIL, who is leading the ocean cluster. We have a biodiversity cluster that is led by Christy Diner and Loïc Pellissier. The cryosphere cluster is led by Andreas Fierli. We have a human cluster led by Len Chantelou, and then the soil cluster by Lisa Bröder. And pretty much everyone is actually with us here in Greenland at the moment. The whole project currently works with around about 50 scientists. A third of us are early career researchers. The project started in 2022 and, as mentioned, will finish in early next year. We're based in southern Greenland. I'm going to show a map, and we've actually managed to collaborate or keep collaborations with 12 to 15 international partners. And so here you can see where we're based. That's the map of Greenland. So Narsarsuaq is in the very south. And this is here on the larger map. Our hub has been Narsaq. So the past week we actually spent in Narsaq. Currently, I'm talking from Qaqortoq. We arrived this morning. And scientifically, what we are focusing on is two different fjord systems. So we have this fjord system here with an ocean terminating glacier, and this fjord system here where the glaciers have retreated so far that there's only streams or rivers actually entering the fjords, but there's no more iceberg production. And so what we're then interested in is the marine productivity, how this has an impact on the carbon cycle, local climate and weather conditions, as well as the livelihoods. And from previous work, we do know that in the glacier terminating fjord, we have meltwater at the bottom of the glaciers that is buoyant and upwells and brings lots of nutrients with it. So the nutrients come to the surface where there is also light. So there's a lot of bioproductivity. In the other fjord system, there's only runoff at the top. So we're missing these fjord dynamics, and the nutrient distribution is very different, which also has an impact on the microbiology, the biology, and the entire food web. So this is what we're after. And then there's many repercussions based on that. Just a really brief overview, not going deeply into the science. The types of platforms we've used is different types of ships because we're focused on the fjord. So this is a local logistics vessel, the Adolf Jensen. That's a Greenlandic research vessel, the Sanna. So we've worked with the local scientists as well. And this is the Swiss science sailboat, the Forelle. In Narsaq, we've worked with the International Research Station. So this is a house that we've used as hub. Len has been out talking a lot to a very diverse group of people, so farmers, school teachers, and so on. And then the cryosphere cluster has worked with field camps close to the glacier that ends in the fjord. And just to mention, it's still a young project, but we've already been successful with the publication. It's the very first one. of GreenFjord, that's from the cryosphere cluster, where we deployed a fiber optics cable in front of the glacier and then could resolve calving-driven fjord dynamics by seafloor fiber sensing. So if you're interested in the topic, you can look up the paper. And what did we do this year? It's a final science season. The biodiversity ocean and atmosphere clusters spent 3 weeks on the Forel ship and studied these two contrasting fjord systems. And in addition to measuring the ocean, the biodiversity, and the atmospheric composition, we also tried new technology on the ship. And as I'm showing here, in speaking for my own interest, we've deployed a helikite, so a balloon on which we have instruments from the ship platform, so we can actually fly into the fog and the clouds from there, as well as measure directly at the ocean surface. The soil cluster went to a little glacier, which is close to Nasak Bre, and is studying this summer how the soil evolves from a retreating glacier. So that's a hot topic, not only in Greenland, also in the Alps. This is something we're interested in. Len visited Greenland already earlier this year and did a video workshop with the school in Nasak, and they've produced a 10-minute film, which we also showed at the Science Week this week actually here. And they show how life is in Nasak and how much they like it actually. So they are really highlighting the positive sides. And the cryosphere cluster retrieved a lot of instruments, and we're very happy to discover that all the instruments collected data for another year, and they were tempted to actually leave some of them to continue the monitoring in the future as well. And so actually this week, we moved from science to outreach. So we are conducting the Nasak Science Week. Today is the last day. We're in Qaqortoq. We did 3 days in September already. And it's been a complete success. We had no idea before doing this how many people would participate, but the local elders said we won the hearts of the town. I think this is a very huge compliment. And so what we did is really give back specifically to the young generation to hopefully inspire them. And it's a mix of science outreach, sports, and music. And it's been really a lot of fun. So I just want to show a couple of pictures to share a bit what we've experienced here. So on the first day, we had open doors on the Forel ship. So we had the entire school visiting. There was a lucky coincidence, lucky in quotation mark, because they had a water damage in the school, so they needed to close the school, which meant really all classes from the 1st to the 10th grade came to visit. And it was great fun to have everybody on the ship. Then in the evening, we played a football match, and you can see they send the young, courageous players, and they definitely are much more skilled than any of us were, and it was great fun. It was also really nice to break the ice, literally, because then they knew us. And then the next day for the science fair, where we had different stops throughout the entire village, they really came and they were not afraid because they already knew us from the football match. So we had the cryosphere cluster here. This is the atmosphere cluster. That's the human cluster. And we had a little quiz where they needed to answer questions, and then they would win a prize if they got all the answers. And this is for the biodiversity cluster, so right by the ocean, taking the water, doing filtration. And then in the evening, more for the older generations, we had what you call a kaffeemik, where you just get together informally, and we cooked. So you can see whale pieces here. So with the local elders who helped us to cook the whale, we had a very nice evening where also the students could show their film that they had produced. And here you see a couple more impressions. And then importantly, because we know that music is very important in Greenland, we invited 2 colleagues who play alphorns, and it's been an amazing success. They also brought 2 alphorns for the kids to play, and they did not have a free minute to breathe. They'll be exhausted once they return back to Switzerland. And so what's next for the project? Well, we need to get home, so that's going to happen in the next couple of days. We'd like to keep contacts in the region, so we're really attached to the fjords, to the people, and we hope to implement longer-term monitoring there to just continue. Now, of course, we need to analyze and discuss the data. Publishing, so far we've mainly collected data. Some of it is already openly available on Zenodo. And we'll have a general assembly later this year. If anybody's interested of you to join, learn more about the science, then please just get in touch with me. We officially finish early next year. However, the scientific synthesis work will definitely continue. So the exciting stuff on the science side is just coming now. And with that, well, thank you again for making this live connection to Greenland possible. And I'd like to thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Julia. Really lovely to see you. And I think there's this really good vibe that you managed to convey has managed to also reach our windowless auditorium. So thank you so much for this. And maybe just as a follow-up, and I don't know whether it's possible to show the next slide and keep you online, but I wanted to just share, because all the contents of the GreenFjord and Pamir flagship projects that were accompanied by the Swiss Polar class have now been made online, and you actually have the QR codes here, and this is a nice complement for schools here, and schools in Switzerland have been able, and how many were they in the end? Schools? Yeah? 17 classes from Switzerland. 70? Oh my God, 70 classes. Yeah, I trust my team very much and delegate a lot. 70 classes from Switzerland actually connected in French and German to Greenland this week. So it's also this connection with the society also works the other way around. So I don't know if you want to say something about that, Julia.
Yeah, I think it's a real added value to conduct the outreach component. It's very nice to give back specifically now as we're in Greenland, because the local population really helped us. I mean, we came and did not know the region very well, and without their help, we wouldn't have been able to really accomplish what we're accomplishing now in terms of the science. And then also there is a real interest in learning about Switzerland and what we do. So it's been really nice to exchange at the cultural level with music, then let's say at the sport level, which is pretty much globalized with the football, but then also doing this open science fair where really all generations come and try to connect. So there's great curiosity, and it's highly appreciated that we're actually approachable. So I think that's a very, very valuable component for such a large program to be run in southern Greenland. And I truly believe it's going to make a difference for many of the local residents and hopefully inspires some of the kids there. And I think this could also be similar in Switzerland with the Swiss Polar class, where Len and Andreas connected this week earlier. So thanks very much for these opportunities.
Thank you, Julia. And so we say goodbye to Kakatok, and have a lovely day, as it's still morning for you.
Exactly. And bonne continuation.
Thank you.